Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022 tries to, take on the mantle of what's considered one of the greatest shooters and one of the greatest video games of all time, Modern Warfare 2 from 2019. In 2019, Modern Warfare 2 was basically the epitome of the video game genre. Everyone knew of the game. Your mamas, your cousins, your aunties, your granddaddies, everyone. Like, it was on Fox News, CNN, because of the controversial No Russian mission, and the realism of video games starting to become even more mainstream than ever before. And throughout that, it had one of the best campaigns in FPS history and one of the best multiplayers in FPS history. Modern Warfare 2 from 2009 is considered a goated video game. And Modern Warfare 2, these names are weird. You need to do something about these names. Modern Warfare 2 2022 tries to take that on. Now, when it comes to that thought process, and they're not trying to replace the past. They're just reinventing what was there, reinventing the story, and maybe doing some retcons to the story as well on things that maybe back then was not the best decision, and they're correcting it in today's games. So how does the Modern Warfare 2 campaign stack up? That's what I'm talking about in today's video. Today's video, we're going to do a review of the Modern Warfare 2 campaign. But with that said, I'm your boy, Anubis the Gamer Archer. Hope you all having a good ass day. Hope you all feeling good, smelling good, and welcome to the channel. Do all the things the algorithm likes, and let's get into our review of Modern Warfare 2. So I took part in, everyone could do it. Pre-order the game, and you was able to play the campaign a week early. So last Friday, I played the campaign on Hearten. And last couple days, I started playing it on Veteran. So I've already beaten the game, or started my second playthrough. And generally, when it comes to the whole mythos of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 is the game. It's the game everyone who is between the ages of 18 and 30 will refer to as one of the best shooters of all time. And I'm gonna do a video about Call of Duty's campaigns, but contrary to popular belief, Call of Duty has good campaigns, and Modern Warfare 2 is one of the best. And it's not just one of the best from Call of Duty, it's one of the best from any third party AAA shooter. I must say third party. It's one of the best selling games. It's the cornerstone, it's the poster child of the perfect Call of Duty game, because it had a great campaign, it had great side content, and it had a great multiplayer that to this day is still beloved, and he kind of kickstarted what we have right now with gaming on YouTube. I remember back when I was a teenager, and you would see guys like C-Nanners and that one guy, I forgot his name. And you guys, Sandy Ravage, Wings of Redemption, El Prezador. I think El Prez is more of like the Black Ops days, but we're getting there. And guys like X Jaws and Birdman and Rips, like there was just so many people who you don't get enough credit. There's a lot of people other than those who I just named, but they kickstarted essentially what has become what it is now when it comes to gaming on YouTube. They were the ones who were uploading video game content to YouTube back then, and you're seeing at first it was just gameplay, and then it evolved from gameplay to gameplay commentaries on NASA 1 and all those guys, and it just went higher and higher and higher. We'll get to Black Ops 1, and Justin TV was like the Twitch stream, was Twitch before Twitch doing a thing, and that's who was stream at. Jay Easy as well. Big shout outs to Jay Easy. It came to the Modern Warfare 2 content, and Modern Warfare 2 was the center of all of that. But we're not talking about 2019 Modern Warfare 2. We're talking about 2022 Modern Warfare 2, and how does it stack up? Well, we're doing the review for the campaign today, and give me about like a couple of weeks now. I want to get a good amount of time spent with the multiplayer before I do a review for that. When it comes to the campaign, in a lot of ways, the MW2 campaign of 2022 surpasses the campaign of the 2009 version of the game. Now, it doesn't have the No Russian mission, and you don't want to erase that from existence. You also don't want to like try to copy that, or try to one up it. And I think there's a chance for the game to have something like it in the future, but that's an important part of video game history, and you don't want to like overstep that at all. But when it comes to this game, it is phenomenal. Like, we're not going to sugarcoat anything. We're not going to like beat around the bush when it comes to like how good this campaign is. It is insanely good, and I'm surprised by it. Like the Modern Warfare, I don't want to call it a remake, but the newer Modern Warfare from a few years ago was good, but it didn't leave me like, yo, this is insanely, like, this is amazing. This game, MW2 2022, is one of the best shooters campaigns, period. Like, not just Call of Duty, but period. Like, with the Halo campaigns, with the Gears of War campaigns, think of any shooter that's known to have a great campaign. This game is up there. It's not better than those games, but it's in the conversation for like just an all-around amazing experience, especially if you're into like a modern shooter and not something that's futuristic or something that's based around some kind of fantasy, something that's based around something realistic. This is the one. It's the thing about this game. It's not just from a visual standpoint. From a visual standpoint, yes, it is astonishing how beautiful this game is, and Call of Duty is not really ever known for having like the best visuals and being a graphically amazing like franchise, but this game knocks out of the park entirely. Like, this game by no stretch of any kind of limits for the platforms that it's on excels, and you're gonna have moments in the game where you're kind of in awe with a lot of the landscapes, and yes, there's some minor details that like a lot of the civilians who are like in cities don't obviously look like they've done much to them graphically, but you understand why. They're just placements to make a city look alive more so than anything else for certain missions. But a lot of the locale is just really nice. A lot of the level building is really good, and a lot of the mission designs just is really good. And I know I'm saying it's really good a lot, but I'm trying to like think of what will be something negative to say about this game's design, and I can't think of any. If you watch my live stream on Twitch, which links have me in the description box below, there was moments where I was getting frustrated, but the frustration moments that I was getting for the game weren't game flaws. It wasn't like the game being bad. It was the game being hard. Like, sometimes when a game is hard because of difficulty, is because that you increase difficulty and things just hit you harder. Whereas there's some designs of this game where it's the design that makes the game hard, not the difficulty makes the game hard. And if you don't understand how the game wants to be played, then you will struggle. And that's here, and I like that. I really like that by design, if you don't play the game a certain way, you will have a hard time. It's not going to force you to play a certain way, but if you don't play the way that is more geared towards the mission design, you're going to have a hard time doing that mission. And I love that. The other thing that I really like about this game, and I really enjoy about this game, is stealth missions. I'm a big stealth guy. I love stealth video games, Splinter Cell, Dishonored, Assassin's Creed, so on and so on and so on. There's a number of stealth missions in this game that I love. I'm in love with them. Like, there's one, like, I don't want to do spoilers, so we're gonna have cutscenes and things like that, and gameplay. Obviously, you're watching gameplay, but I don't want to do too many like spoiling things. But like, there's one mission where you're playing as Soap, and you have no weapons. He's hurt. You're in a small little like area, basically an alley with a few doors you can go into, and there's a militia, air quotes, like around you, and you basically have nothing to do but go around, and you're looking for scraps. You're looking for like metal and candles to make literally craft. There's crafting in this campaign to craft something to help you survive, and it's lovely. It's one of the best stealth missions I've seen in any shooter, period. Like, this, I don't care. It's one of the best missions, and it's primarily because I was playing on a harder setting, so if I got shot twice, I was dead. And having to craft things to survive was just great. And there's other missions like that. It's not even the only one. There's other stealth missions in the game that are just top tier. And when it came to like the classic Call of Duty stuff from Modern Warfare 2, 2009, like, you have All Gilead Up. There's a version of All Gilead Up in this game that pays great respect to the original All Gilead Up, and it doesn't try to replace it, doesn't try to like outshine it. it's just a great homage to that original all gillied up, and it's just, and you acknowledge it, and you're like, yo, this is intense. It still has that exact same intensity that the original all gillied up had, and but it's more expanded. Everything about this game, you know, you will see nuggets of things that are clear, paying respects to the original, but expanded. And I just love the mission design of this game. I love what their thought process was when it comes to how you approach each given mission. And when it comes to the storytelling, you know, even though you play the original and you kind of know where the story is going, you're still at the edge of your seat, and you're still engaged and immersed inside this world and what's going on, regardless of the fact that you kind of have an idea on what's going on. Even though, again, there's some retcons. I'm not gonna tell what those retcons are because I don't want to spoil things for you, but you can tell, you know, how things are going to line out, and the things that you can't really guess on, you're trying to just hoping that it pays out in a certain way. When it comes to the voice acting, this is movie level acting in this game. Like when it comes to like literally every single character, from Shepard to Ghost to Soap to Gas to Price to Lashwell, everyone in this game, you know, there's other new characters in there as well, Valeria and Alejandro. Like there's a lot of people who are introduced into this game, and they're all phenomenally voice acted, and it's a great cast of people. And even when it comes to some character model changes, I can see people would complain about those. I haven't watched any reviews. I don't usually watch reviews that aren't my own reviews, to be honest with you, so I don't know how like the community feels about certain things, but I can imagine there might be some complaints about some character redesigns. Like Shepard doesn't look like the same person he looked like in the original game. What they went with this game is to have the actual voice actors be the faces in the games, and I do love that. I love having, like, because it makes it feel more like a movie. It makes it feel like this is a real thing where you have these actors who are not just speaking to you, but their faces are also present for you to witness as well. And the guy who they had play Shepard is someone who I'm very familiar with. He played in Battlefield 3. He played in 24, one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Probably my favorite TV show of all time. And he's a great actor. He always gets casted for this kind of role, for like playing someone who's military related. And he always hits out of the park when he plays the roles that he does get. And it's just great. There's no flaw here. There's not a single moment in the game where I felt like the writing was bad, the acting was bad, the voice acting, none of that. I never felt like any of the CGI was a little weird or wonky. This game is just like flawless. And when I first pre-ordered this game, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect myself to play a Call of Duty campaign and be like, there is nothing here that I would call a flaw. Again, the times where I was frustrated on my Twitch stream were moments where the game was just hard, and I had to like figure out how to make it less hard by just figuring out how the game wanted to be played. Like there's like moments where it's like I want to call them minor puzzles. They're not really puzzles, but let's just call them minor puzzles. And I wasn't even like paying attention to what the directions were. I was just trying to like just get things done quickly, and because of that I was failing. And it's like, that's not the game's fault that I'm impatient when it comes to puzzles and just trying to rush my way through it. And so I listened to what the game's telling me, and I was able to solve it. When it came to things getting difficult, the game wasn't, you know, forcing me to do anything other than pay attention. And I always say this when it comes to difficulty in video games, I love hard games. The Souls games are most of my favorite franchises of all time. I love it when a game is designed to be hard, you know, and isn't just, we just made enemies hit harder. Again, I played on hard on my first playthrough. We're on veteran right now. Yes, the enemies hit hard, but the difficulty isn't why the game can get hard for you. It gets hard for you because it's designed that way. Just like when it comes to Souls games, when it comes to like playing Halo on Legendary or Heroic, it's designed to get harder for you. When it comes to like playing any game that's where it's like it's cheap difficulty, where it's like things are happening around you in a bullshit way, this game doesn't have that. This game doesn't have fictional difficulty where things are just bullshitting you and now you're having a hard time. Like, no, it's by design, and you notice it and you respect it, and then it forces you to learn. You're not forced to play a certain way, but you're forced to learn and pay attention and pace yourself, and not just force your way through things in this game. I'd imagine when you play on realism, that's tenfold, because at that point, one shot, one kill. So you got to really be pinpoint with your aim and pinpoint with your decision making, and not, you know, try to force your way through the game like you do when it comes to Call of Duty games, because generally comes to Call of Duty, you know, they're 6 to 8 hours long, so you try to force yourself through it. And yes, this game is also that. This game is 6 to 8 hours long, but I feel like you will appreciate it. This is an amazing game. This campaign is phenomenal. Like I said, it's flawless. Like, I don't really like, I say this in all my reviews, I don't like giving a score, because everyone, you know, when you give someone a score, they compare that to another game or another movie or TV show that's not even the same genre, and it's like, we're not comparing these to anything. It's a 10 out of 10 when it comes to the campaign, not the multiplayer. We'll have a video, we'll have 30 videos Call of Duty. You have this video right here, have a review for the multiplayer, and then we do like a complete video where it's like, how does the total package you know, come up to par as a whole. But this is great, and I kind of hope it doesn't become a Halo Infinite situation, where Halo Infinite, I did a review for the campaign, call it amazing, did a review for multiplayer, wasn't really feeling it. I hope the multiplayer, you know, continues to be as good as what I played the beta, because I did play beta and I did enjoy it. I hope it's a great experience, and I hope it doesn't like pull down what this campaign started us off with, because this campaign is amazing. I recommend everyone out there who's in a Call of Duty, who stopped playing it, to come back and play this campaign. Doesn't matter how you go about it, whether you're on last gen or current gen. Doesn't matter if you wait till it's on sale. You need to experience this game's multiplayer, not multiplayer, this game's campaign, because it's that freaking good. It truly is. It's a great campaign. And even when it comes to how the campaign ended, you know, it ended in a way that I was hoping for, and it ended in a ways where I honestly don't even think this is truly like what people think it is, in terms of, I feel like these reimaginings of the Modern Warfare games are being misinterpreted because of the number that's attached to them. I feel like MW2 2022 is actually a prequel to MW2, because the way that things play out, in a way, the ending is as if there's definitely, this is before the real shit happens. It's before Shepard becomes, you know, the betrayer who we know him as at the end of Modern Warfare 2. It's before we had to deal with Makarov. This is before, you know, Russia. This is before all of that. It's before Burger Town. It's before all of that. This seems like a pre-sequel from the 2019 Modern Warfare game. I feel like that's the perfect way to call it. This is more of a pre-sequel than an actual sequel. It's not a replacement of the original. It's just a pre-sequel to that story. And because of that, it makes the next game even more of a draw for me. You know, I love cliffhangers. I'll tell you that right now. I'm one of the people who actually enjoy cliffhangers, because I want to be excited for what's next. And this game left me excited for what's next. But with all of that said, that is it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Do all the things the algorithm likes. Follow me on Twitch. Links will be in the description box below. I'll be your boy Anubis. Y'all stay safe. Y'all be kind of one another. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. Deuces.